Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mace, and today we're checking out a video about cycling and how it was revitalized in Seville, Spain. Seville's cycling revolution, 10 times more cycling in 4 years. And look, you can see these beautiful bike paths right there. I began commuting to work. I've done about 3 commutes now. My bike is right behind me. It's kind of like a hybrid type of bike. I can get up to really high speeds on it. And it's really opened my eyes, these videos specifically about cycling in the Netherlands and other countries in Europe, about how lucky and how lucky the Dutch are and Europeans are for the infrastructure and the government that actually cares about creating safer, more efficient cycling lanes and biking infrastructure, because here in my hometown it's absolutely atrocious. It's bad, and you pretty much feel unsafe almost for the whole trip. We only have a few corridors and bike lanes that are actually enjoyably safe, and so I don't know how often I'm going to commute. And you know, people probably see me. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I probably should wear one. However, if I'm hit by the cars that are traveling near me on these roads, helmet I don't think is gonna make a difference. To be honest, like I'm gonna be gone, man. So I don't know. I don't know if it's safe. But isn't that sad? Like, a citizen feels unsafe to take their bike to work. It's crazy. All right, let's check this out.
This is Seville, the capital of Andalusia in Spain, with a relatively new but very healthy cycling climate. It is always a good sign to see people of all ages cycling, on a variety of bicycles, with a good share of women. People in Seville do not feel the need for high-vis clothing or other special gear. Even better is to see the cargo bikes too.
Nice.
Used for deliveries and public services. Seville built a complete cycling network of almost 80 kilometers in under 2 years in 2006 and 2007. That initial network of protected cycling paths grew to 164 kilometers by 2013, almost 12% of the total road length of the city.
So essentially in 5 or 6 years, they totally rejuvenated and created and extended and just integrated better cycling networks for their people, which is fantastic, man. Why can't we get this?
The modal share for cycling increased from about 0.5% to 9% in just 4 years.
Wow.
Which scientific research closely linked to that brand new cycling network. An important part of Seville's success story.
0.5% to 9%. That's drastic.
Was the bike share system.
You can only imagine what it's at now.
By the city. It gave people access to a bicycle who, for a number of reasons, did not have their own bicycles. The bikes are still clearly well used, and there are also alternatives now. Within just a few years, cycling became socially accepted in this Spanish city that had no cycling culture of significance anymore, after the bicycle had been replaced by the car in the decades after World War II. The first cycleways were built quickly, mainly in the space of parking lanes. Some of those paths still exist and have a bit of a temporary feel to them. Most of the bidirectional cycleways, however, were built on the level of the sidewalks. Not only did that give the users more sense of safety, but they were also less easy to revert back to road space.
And yeah, that sense of safety is, I think, the most important thing, because you're not going to get people on bikes if they feel unsafe on the road.
If the project had failed, this does mean that some of the paths now feel a bit too busy. Sightlines are not always ideal, and sometimes the cycleways twist and wind.
It's better than nothing.
But the project didn't fail. Quite the contrary. Some busier cycleways were widened. At such locations, even more road space was taken from the private car. This improved sightlines and turning radii at intersections, making cycling even more comfortable. The paths bypass bus stops and offer people plenty of space to enter a taxi. Not all the cycle space is discreetly separated from pedestrian space, which isn't a problem in a quiet area, but can be a nuisance in the city centre. Most of the city centre streets did not require cycling infrastructure. These narrow streets calm traffic in a natural way. It is only a shame that the one-way streets cannot be used in the opposite direction for cycling. On a bicycle you can easily get lost. When a group of cyclists approaches with all riders riding side by side, you can almost assume it is a group of Dutch people. Even though the cycleways feel a bit narrow from a Dutch perspective, Seville did prove that you can build a completely new cycling network, leading to a successful cycling
Look at all that stuff that guy's got on there. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, really, that they were able to change the culture within this particular city that quickly.
climate, even in a city without a strong cycling culture.
Thinking about
Very cool. I really like Bicycle Dutch's voice. It's soothing. I could listen to it all day. Yeah, even in the short 3 days, like I've noticed I've burnt a lot of extra calories. So like on those days, like I don't even, if I can't get into the gym for some weightlifting, I don't need to worry about it so much because, hey, I burned 500 calories going to work and back. Another thing about where I live is the hills are brutal. So I don't know. There's like one hill in particular, I pretty much just have to get off my bike and walk because even on the slowest gear level, I mean the easiest gear level, it's still like you're just going walking speed. It's like it feels stupid, and we have so many big hills. So either you're, especially people, if you're not comfortable with going really quickly down hills, you better either be confident, and that's where sometimes I think a helmet would be good. Because listen, if I'm going 50 kilometers an hour and my tire blows out, I'm probably going to crash. It's probably a good idea to have a helmet on at that point because we have these hills and you're going down them. You're either going to ride your brakes and your brakes are going to be gone within a few, right? Or you just, glide. You just let it roll, man, and gain momentum and gain that speed, which is fun. I can get places really quickly. I can get home from work in 15 minutes. But yeah. All right. We'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to leave a comment down below. I appreciate the engagement, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.